parallel hearts because they're gangster and I love them. And you should also be practicing parallel hearts. So let's do some, shall we? In order to understand or be able to do parallel hearts, it'd be awesome if you already knew what I'm talking about when I say hearts. So if you don't, go check out that video. If it's been a while, go check out that video. We are gonna just jump straight into it. Let's look at parallel full moons. Parallel full moons. Club distance between these guys is gonna stay approximately the same throughout the whole movement. So heels together, toes open, stand up tall, tilt your pelvis under, think tall, abs on. We start up in our Y. Parallel full moons. Both clubs drop the same way. I keep them about the same distance away from each other as I take them through the full circle, the full moon. Okay? Full moons, parallel. This is parallel dropping to my right. This is parallel dropping to my left. Make sure you spend time, equal amount of time, going in each direction, okay? Now's not the time to have a favored side when we are practicing rotation, okay? The value of these tools is that we are practicing each direction for each arm. Everybody gets a go. Parallel hearts are exactly like a parallel full moon, as in they're both going the same way, but we are doing heart shapes instead. So, where do we start these? We start these with this position right here. I call this the half Y. We're basically going from a nice strong half Y. I've got a deep hammer in my bottom hand. My elbow is packed against my own ribs and my shoulders nice and packed too. I've got a deep hammer in my top hand. My arm is packed down here and I've got a straight arm and I'm creating some tension, all right? From this position, in order to do a parallel heart, we're gonna flick both clubs outwards to our saber, drop down all the way to the other side. Once I come up, I'm going to flick them into my deep hammer on the opposite side. Find this half Y here. And then arms are gonna bend. I'm gonna put the clubs behind my head or behind my shoulders, and then pull my elbow down, extend this arm, flick out again. Okay, in order to better understand this half Y position, we're gonna practice that, just the transition. So, give me a half Y. Elbow down, hand up, straight arms. Okay, check out how the clubs are parallel to each other. So they're not like this, they're not like this, they are matching angles. Okay, make it pretty. Squeeze your glutes, make it pretty. From this position, I want you to bend your top elbow and then put both clubs behind your shoulders here. Now, pull this straight elbow down and extend the elbow that was just bent. Find that position again, behind, together, extend and bend. Behind, together, extend. So we're finding that position on each side. Behind, out, behind, out. Find this spot each time. Okay, now we're gonna flick out towards the windows. Flicking out, drop through, flick in, deep hammer, behind, out, drop, flick in, behind, out, flick out, flick in, yes. As you get a little more used to it, I can take away those hard edges as long as I'm still getting this full extension and these pretty Y shapes, yeah? Don't start doing this, okay? Unless you're doing that on purpose, in which case that's okay, but don't think you're stretching right out to these Ys unless you are. It's always good to film your own practice. Often you'll see things that you didn't even know you were doing. Okay, let's change directions. In order to change directions, for now, we're just gonna bend, switch, flick out the opposite way. Flick, drop, flick in, Find the matching Y. Find the Y, flick it out. Flick it in, flick it out. Flick it in. Alrighty. Great job. As you get used to it, you can merge the shapes a little more, always coming to the beautiful straight arms in the half Y position every time. Alrighty. Okay, here's the deal. We're gonna do 60 seconds of outward hearts, 60 seconds inward hearts, and then we're gonna do parallel hearts to the left, parallel hearts to the right, parallel hearts to the left, parallel hearts to the right. One time through. Let's go one time through. You can play it again yourself if you want to do it again. I don't need to hold your hand for all of it. You got this, okay? We'll do the first set together. If you want a little more practice, you're going to take yourself through it, or just take this back to the start of the timed rounds, okay? You got this. I believe in you. Alrighty. Outward hearts is our first movement. Heels together, toes open. Find your saber grip. Arms straight up. In our Y position. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold them up. Get ready for our drop. Off we go. Hearts. Outward hearts. Good job. Check you're coming through each part of the movement. We are flicking into our deep hammer. Fist, elbow, open, extend, flick them out. Whoops. There we go. Fist, elbow, open, extend. Squeeze your glutes. Think tall. Outward hearts. Great job. In about 15 seconds, we're going to use a standard cast. Maybe do 1 or 2 casts and come back doing inward hearts. Alrighty, 3, 2, 1, cast. Oops, step forward if you got a couch behind you. Hands behind your head. Inward hearts, slice in. Here we go, great job. All the way up to the Y, tuck them in, put them in your backpack, elbows forward, slice it. Backpack, slice it. Come up to that Y every time. Make it pretty. Squeeze your glutes. Bring those elbows down in front of you. Elbows down in front of you. Going great. Keep reaching up, find the pretty Y. Tuck the clubs in, put them in your backpack. In about 15 seconds, we're gonna cast the clubs behind us. So I'm gonna do a bit of a step forward so I don't hit my couch. We're gonna do 2 casts, and then when I come out of it, doing parallel hearts, I'm gonna drop towards the windows. Let's cast. 1, behind, and 2, behind. And from here, shoot both your clubs out to the side. Flick, drop, flick in. Flick out, drop, flick in. Find your half Y in each part, and feel free to keep it pretty blocky while you get used to it. Blocky, staccato, whatever word you want to use. Keep it a little bit separate while you get used to it. Great job. Extending up, flick in, flick out. Flick in, flick out. Okay, in about 10 seconds, we're gonna cast both hands behind us, and then I'm gonna flick out facing the other way. So 3, 2, 1. Behind, cast, and 2. Behind, flick out, flick in. Flick out, flick in. Find the half Y, make it pretty. Heels together, toes open. Great job. Okay, so we're on our second side of parallel hearts. Once this side is done, we're gonna go back to going towards the window. Alrighty, that's my right, probably your left. Good job. Reaching, keep it pretty. If this is too fast, slow it down. Drop through. The more time you take, practicing slowly, letting your brain and body learn the movement together, the easier it's gonna get for you to go faster. Slow means smooth, smooth means fast. Cast behind, 1, 2, hit towards the window again. Here we go. Think tall, reaching up, make them pretty. Be able to pause in these 2 moments, pause, pause. Find them each time. Attention to detail is gonna make all these things go a lot smoother once we start mixing and learning flows. You're doing great. If we need to slow it down, slow, swoop. Slow, swoop. Good job. Coming up on our direction change. 3, 2, 1. Cast forward. 1, 2. Behind to the side. Parallel hearts. Heels come back together after the casts. Closing in on our last minute of parallel heart practice. Great job. Extend, flick in, extend, flick out. Flick in, change, flick out. Find both moments. Control which grip you're using. I am going from my saber to my deep hammer each time. You might notice as you're not paying attention to where your grip is, your hand could slide quite a lot on the club. So I want you to just bring your attention back to hand placement as well. Great job. And let's have a little rest. Okay, final tip. If you haven't already spotted it, the parallel hearts is literally one hand doing an outward and one hand doing an inward. Okay, so now is the time to practice your arms a little bit separately as well. If you've been practicing arms together the whole time, keep posted because we're gonna have some fun playing with asynchronous soon. For now, get those parallel hearts on board and have a great day. I'll catch you soon.